Chag Sameach, everybody, and happy Sukkot. This weekend, Jews around the world will be dancing hakafot in celebration of Simchat Torah. Some of us will have the opportunity to be dancing in our respective shuls. Over here at Chabad in Highland Lakes, we'll be dancing outside on the street, of course, with the guidelines of healthcare professionals. But many will not have the opportunity this year to be outside their homes. And I want to suggest that you too can celebrate from wherever you are. I want to suggest that you, in lieu of a Torah scroll, you pick up a Torah book, a chumash. Pick it up, hug it, kiss it, and yes, dance with it in your own living room. Now, this celebration might seem exaggerated. Dancing with a book? Can you imagine someone dancing with a book of rules? When the final Torah portion of Heberachah is going to be read this Sunday in Shul, the person getting the final aliyah on behalf of everyone else is called Chatan Torah. Chatan is a groom, the groom of the Torah. And the question is, who is the bride? Well, you may have guessed. The groom is us, and the bride is the Torah. And the celebration is a wedding. Now, where does all this love come from for the Torah? Just for analogy purposes, this weekend last, millions of Americans watched the presidential debates. There are some who love one candidate and some the other. But I doubt there are many people who are convinced to become a liberal or conservative because of a candidate's speech. Rather, when we discover a candidate's philosophy and their philosophy lines up with our own, we tend to identify with that movement or candidate because they express what we always believed. In other words, we found a group of people who think like us. And in a way, this is what happens to us on Simchat Torah. If you search the DNA of a Jew, you'll find the philosophy of Torah running through our veins. God did not just inscribe in the Torah what He expects us to do, but He also created us in a way that we should want to do those things. For example, God did not just command us to be fruitful and multiply, but He also made us with a desire to have children. He made us with a desire to be kind to others and to be giving people. Sometimes, without even realizing it, Jews fight for social justice because God made us in a way that we can't see the suffering of others. And in a like manner, a Jew naturally wants to connect to God and wants to come close to God. So he seeks spirituality. Not always are we in tune with those natural impulses, or we may perhaps lack the self-confidence to do the right thing. But when we finally gather the courage to open the Torah and realize that v'ahavta l'reacha kamacha, or the mitzvah of you should pay your day worker on the day he worked, or any of the 613 mitzvahs, when we realize that they line up with what we already think, we get excited. We immediately fall in love with it. And of course celebrate like a groom who's finally found his bride. And so I invite you to join us this weekend for the annual Jewish wedding celebration. Even if you haven't yet opened a Torah book, you can still join us for hakafot dancing. In fact, the word hakafot is related to the word v'hadchenvani makif, which means the storekeeper gives credit. So, if you haven't studied Torah yet, you can celebrate on credit, and of course, pay back during the year by joining a Torah class. And there are so many Torah classes that you can find throughout the community. If you haven't found something you like, reach out to me and I'm happy to help you pick something close to you, or on the internet, or over the phone with someone. A Torah subject of your choice. So, join us from wherever you are and grab a Torah or a Torah book and dance the weekend away in good health and happiness. We hope and pray that very soon we celebrate the ultimate celebration with the coming of Mashiach and world peace. Amen.